partly searching for my car, in the sense I'm heading slowly in that direction. I'm still up to explore anything interesting that comes on the way. I might take a few detours as well. I have the time, and these roads are so shaded that it will be fun walking a few kilometers here and there. I don't mind it. I actually really look forward to these kind of adventures. It's just that I should find the car. I mean, without having to escalate. I mean, the only option if I don't find it at all is that I'll have to ask the administration or some local to take me around in their bike or something. I entered into Auroville through a dirt road like this, which I could not believe was an actual car road. So I got down and checked with two locals, and they said this is the car road. So it's already so adventurous. I parked somewhere by this larger road which was paved, not like those very small dirt roads, and then I went for breakfast. So yeah, two of the cafes I wanted to go to are closed, so I'm going to the third one in the area. I didn't, there was no number to call. I hope they are open. But anyway, this is also exploration. These roads are like so amazing. So yeah, the roads have now become like this, and Google Maps does not even show these. So I'm just walking in the vague direction I think the restaurant is in. Let's see if I make it. So interesting houses and guest houses pass by. I feel the right way to experience Auroville is to stay in one of these places and move around in this environment. So while planning our trip, we have to look for guest houses that are officially inside Auroville and also within this main section which is full of dirt roads and stuff like that. In terms of the different guest houses, there are private luxury stays, there are modest dorm stays to suit all types of travelers and sadhakas. Some of these guest houses in Auroville are absolutely fantastic. Like, take this Gaia Garden guest house where I was staying. It has this beautiful garden over it. Also, the rooms have a different ambience with large windows and a lot of ventilation. It was really a different and wonderful experience to live in such a space. But it was much further away, so it is still on the tarred main road. There is an official website which lists out all these official or guest houses within Auroville, but it does not show us the availability and stuff. I have a blog which gives more details on how to go about planning and booking your Auroville stay, so you can check that link in the description. The night before, I got my meal delivered to my guest house using a specific Auroville app. That time also I ordered from Sudha's Kitchen, largely because it's predominantly veg. So I had less options than I would have liked, but some of the cafes which do serve veg are really interesting ones with some exotic menu. Today I wanted to try out the other cafes, but many of them were closed. So I was now walking towards the same Sudha's Kitchen. I hoped it was open. After all this walking, I was really hungry. After a slow breakfast where the burger took ages to arrive, I headed towards Matrimandir and I passed the town hall on the way. I have been here a decade or more back with my parents. That time we saw Matrimandir from this viewpoint. We were staying in Pondicherry town at that time and we came back again to visit inside the Matrimandir temple. So I have meditated inside Matrimandir once. It's a really surreal experience with completely white and silent interior. There is a whole procedure if you want to enter Matrimandir and sit and meditate there. It is not like the usual temple where the visitors can simply walk in. So I will be putting up another video explaining the Matrimandir structure and how you can plan your visit if you want to sit inside and meditate. Subscribe to my channel to watch it as soon as it's published. I had realized that after meandering through all these small dirt roads, which did not even show up on Google Maps, I was quite disoriented. I was unsure where I had parked my car and I knew I had a long walk ahead of me. I parked it on one of the largest these kind of roads which they have, and I suspect that there will only be one or two such roads inside this Auroville place, because most of the other roads are like this, really small ones. There is this controversial road construction taking place inside of Auroville. I think these larger patches of dirt road are made for that work. They are probably not the older organically growing network of lanes. As you can see, it is so empty. So I did have some safety concerns, because especially places like these where foreigners are strolling around alone and exploring, like Hampi or even Arunachala at Tiruvannamalai, that tends to sometimes attract the wrong sort of locals who end up mugging, stealing or raping. But apart from these fundamental safety concerns, which I feel are so deeply ingrained, especially in us women, I absolutely love these kind of adventures, because I'm actually not scared of solitude or any such thing. It's just the fundamental concern of coming across hooligans. Okay, so I finally came out of that strange road which was apparently barricaded. I couldn't understand. A lot of those small roads, there are some tree branches which have fallen on it, or full trees have fallen on it. I don't know if it's just not maintained and something actually fell, somebody has closed it. It's very difficult to understand. Anyway, I have come to this bigger road. Most likely the car is on this road. I just cannot figure out whether it's this way or it is that way. So I'll just take whichever I think it's shorter, and then max to max I'll have to walk a little bit longer. That's all. But yeah, I know, I think it's this one, because you see this one has tiles. I suspect this is the only road which has this kind of a paved surface in this area. So hopefully the car will be here somewhere. That's my car. Do you see? I thought it was in the other direction, but I thought I'll go here. This is where I kind of came to the first couple of cafes which were closed. So I drove from here, so I thought I'll follow that route. But the car is right here, which was completely unexpected. So if I would have, I would not come walking here. The only reason I came was I thought I'll retrace my steps from those cafes which were closed. Okay folks, so that's the happy ending of this story as of now. There's more to explore. I've actually cycled and traveled all across the world in a lot of different remote regions and countrysides. I don't get disoriented with regards the direction or whereabouts at all. And most of the times I'm extremely particular and aware where my stuff is. I would not generally become disoriented about my car's location. But I think this was special. The other places where I've gotten disoriented are either when I was cycling to Isha Yoga Center through the small village roads, or once I was cycling to Arunachala, which also became a very powerful pilgrimage. So it's usually in these spiritually powerful places where I feel a lot of people like myself end up experiencing disorientation. So I feel this was one of my experiences at Auroville. One of my friends that I met here when I was here, she mentioned that you've not arrived to Auroville until you trip and fall. I drove out through a different route which was larger in size, but I had to pass through one small section which was completely unconstructed. It was almost, I turned back from there. It was also very adventurous. And the final stop, the beach. I couldn't visit Pondicherry town because this was a very short trip, so I had to choose between exploring Auroville a little better, which I feel I did. Enjoyed these lovely shores, sun, sand. I was here in the end of January, so the weather was great. I loved the heat, the surf, and the salty air.